Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke radio show. The show is about conversations that matter, and the people who come on are transforming lives one story at a time. We have a fantastic individual from the Ottawa area. He's Ottawa's favorite real estate agent, and he's mine as well. He's been on the show before, and he's back to talk to us about owning your home in a rent-to-own option, as well as RSP mortgages. So please welcome Michael Arthur to the show. How are you doing today, sir?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Very good, very good. Okay, so we'll get to it. And tell us about rent-to-own. What's that about, and how can people get connected to it?
Okay. Rent-to-own, Nikki, is a unique strategy where, for instance, if someone who has bad credit or is unable to be qualified for a mortgage can have an opportunity to first rent the home and then buy it after a few years. So I'll just basically give you a general overview of the process. So what happens is that the prospective individual who's interested in buying a home has a choice of looking for the home that they would like to rent and eventually buy, where they'll use the services of a realtor. And during that process as well, they have to get pre-approved by the mortgage broker. So the mortgage broker will look at their financial situation as well as their credit history and all that stuff, and will determine how much the individual can pay the rent at a maximum price, as well as how much they can afford to purchase a home at a maximum price. So in that sense, from that point of view, the realtor will get a sense of, okay, which house this person can afford to rent first and then eventually buy in a few years. So during that process as well, the individual, the realtor will work with the individual, look for the house, they select the house, and the realtor will do a credit check, credit history, and all that stuff with the tenant or that individual. They qualify. And what happens in that situation is that the investor will also purchase the property, right, for that individual to rent it in for a few years, and then eventually there will be an agreement between the investor, who's the owner of the property, and the tenant to come to an agreement that, okay, in 2 or 3 years' time, when your financial situation is good, you'll be able to qualify to purchase this home that you love to live in at a certain price in 2 or 3 years' time.
Okay.
That's how that's the essence of it. Yeah.
Excellent. So it gives people a lot of hope then that they can, take their situation and get it to the next level, because ultimately, owning is such a better option in terms of investment. And I think a lot of people would prefer something like that. So it's a good thing to know that exists.
Yes, it does. It does. And a lot of people don't know about it. That's where the education comes into play. So that's what I do as a realtor.
Fantastic. So you provide that information to give people a lot of different opportunities. So let's talk now about the RSP mortgage. What's that about?
Okay. RSP mortgages are, in a sense, a wealth-building strategy where the individual, if they're not happy with their RSPs with a mutual fund of a bank or an investment firm, and they're not getting significant returns, what they can do is that they can use some of that RSP money, lend it to an investor who will use that money as a down payment to purchase a rental property or an investment property. And that money is secured by the investor, who is the borrower, securing that RSP money against the title or on the title of the property, so that that lender is protected in case, unfortunately, the investor or the borrower defaults on the mortgage. So there's a sense of protection for the lender or for the RSP lender in that situation. And during that process as well, there's an agreement between the RSP lender and the investor borrower to come to an agreement where that RSP lender will be paid interest payments on lending that money to the borrower, so that they get a significant return on their money. And what's interesting or what's unique about RSP mortgages is that the return on the investment is stable, it's stationary. So let's say that you lend me $50,000 to purchase an investment property in Ottawa. Me and you will agree to a certain percentage of interest payments that I have to pay you at the end of the maturity. So let's say that you want to get a rate of return of 12% on that investment. There will be an agreement in place where that myself as the borrower will pay you at 12%. There's no fluctuations or anything like that compared to like a mutual fund or stock and stuff like that. You get the exact 12% return after a certain period of time, whether it's a year to 3 years to 5 years, depending on how comfortable both parties are.
Okay, so that's very good to know. Very good to know.
Yeah.
So these are ways that people can invest in homes. It has a different. I don't know if a shortcut is the proper way, but there's just different routes that you can take into home ownership, which is very necessary to know. So, Michael, do you have workshops or seminars that you set up so that people can learn more about what they can do to invest in home ownership?
Yeah, they can contact me at 613-890-7653 or my email at miketheagent@remaxcore.com. And I have taken webinars and seminars about RSP mortgages, and I can facilitate one myself.
Okay, excellent. So you can do the one-on-one as well.
One-on-ones are much better because it's very technical, and it's important for the person to sit with me one-on-one to discuss it.
Okay, excellent. Well, it's been a real pleasure chatting with you today, and we look forward to seeing you again in Ottawa. We'll be coming down next week. So please tell us again how people can find you, and we look forward to connecting again.
Great. You can contact me at 613-890-7653, or you can go to my website at miketheagent.ca. Or .com, sorry.
Got to make sure it's the right handle. Yeah. Fantastic. All right, so we've been chatting with Michael Arthur. He's an amazing real estate agent out of the Ottawa, Ontario region. So if you're in Ottawa and you're listening, please connect with him. He's got a lot of integrity, and he's also got a lot of wisdom where real estate options are available to you as a home owner or a potential homeowner. So you've been listening to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show, our very special guest, Michael Arthur, and please connect with him on social media or give him a call to brighten your day. Michael, thank you very much for the information, and look forward to seeing you soon. Have a good day.
It was a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you, too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.